We good?
We knew why you were running behind.
Yeah, it was the exact same on fight week, on fight day last day. You knew exactly. It was like 4 hours until I came to you guys. I can't help it. I really just can't. It's so bad.
Well, talk about that. I mean, the amazing debut, right? Not just the fight, but just the whole scene and everything around it. You finally get done. You decompress a little bit, man. What do you take out of that whole experience?
It was overwhelming. Like, it was phenomenal to think that I'm sat down in a change room. I went in, they told me I wasn't allowed to have a shower. I was like, fuck, I'm having a shower. Like, stop me. And I was like, had a shower. I put my suit on, and I'm like, I've just knocked someone out at MSG on my UFC debut. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, that is the fact that is coming into my head, like that's actually reality, is ridiculous. And obviously, I couldn't be happier. It was just phenomenal, and it's just something I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life. Like, I was saying after, I'm like, I can retire now. I'm like, I've just knocked someone out at MSG. Like, I've put my name in the history books in regards to like the most historical fight venue on the planet, and it's like I could do nothing but smile and laugh and enjoy the moment, and it was special.
And I know it's not Madison Square Garden, but look, here you are back, another big pay-per-view event. I'm guessing maybe no coincidence that they've got you on a massive card again.
I don't know. I don't think that's a coincidence whatsoever. I think they know. I think they know that I'm game. Do you know what I mean? I show up, I fight, I talk the talk. Like, I got on that mic. I don't know if anyone's ever had a better off. There's only two people that you could argue could talk as good as me, and that's Chael and Conor. I'm not gonna have any other name in that list. It's like, and it's just natural. Do you know what I mean? It's something I'm good at. It's something you see me walk around fight week. Like, even when I talk to you guys, it's just the way I am. I just have a good time, and I fucking love what I do. I love this whole environment. Like, I love walking around the hotel and seeing people. I'm so loud. Like, you will always hear me before you see me. You will always feel that good energy. It's just, I want it to be infectious. I want you guys to sit here and be like, oh, this is fucking cool. Like, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. And that's the energy I want people to have. And the UFC, I feel, are aware of that too. I feel like anyone who works in the UFC, I want to bring a smile to their face. I want them to be excited for my fights. And that could be someone from like greeting me at the hotel door to walking me out to my fight, and everyone in between. I want them all to feel that same energy. I don't want someone going, oh, he's a moany cunt. He's a wrecked ahead. Do you know what I mean? I never want that. It's like, just make people's day. Pass on that positive energy.
Awesome. We'll talk about the matchup that you had this time around. Do you see anything different, unique, difficult about this opponent?
Look, every opponent in the UFC is going to bring different challenges, and they're always going to be game. And Darian isn't going to be any different. He's going to be an elite level athlete who's going to come in there and try prove that he's better than me. Good. Try. That's what I want you to do. I want you to try. I don't want you to have any excuses. I want you to do what you can, do the best you can. And when I win, you won't have any excuses. You'll sit there and say, I did my best, and my best wasn't good enough, because he still beat me. And that's always what I want it to be. I want to break people. I want them to feel. I want to feel that change of emotion in them. I want to feel that switch where it's like, oh shit, I know I can't beat this guy. That's what I want. And they will come out. Everyone comes out in that first round with like intent to like have success. And whether it happens or not, they will try. Do you know what I mean? But they're not going to win ever. They won't win. And he can try, and I hope he tries, and I want him to come out, and I want him to be ready. I want him to have the best camp he's ever had. I want him to be here feeling the best he's ever felt, because I'll still beat him, no matter what.
There's another undefeated welterweight on the card that's his fifth UFC fight, and they're talking about him fighting for a title if he beats Gilbert Burns. I just wonder, your own career. You're 24 right now. I mean, do you want that fast track where 3 fights from now we're talking about you fighting for a title, or is it a different journey for you?
No, I don't want that. Do I want to fight the best guys in the world? Absolutely. Am I going to fight the best guys in the world? 100%. In time. I'm 24 years of age. I don't know how old's Cam's at, 28?
Yeah.
28. He's 4 years older than me. It's like, if in 4 years I fight 3 times a year, or even twice a year, you're talking minimum 8 fights. And that sticks me at 16-0, potentially 17-0. Do you know what I mean? Depending on where you do it from now or this weekend. Like, that's ridiculous. And it's just a case of getting better and growing. Like, I don't know if any of you seen, but like after my fight, people were saying, like, oh, he's easily beatable. He was getting pieced up. It's the first thing I said to my fucking coaches after the fight. I ran over and I said, guys, we've got a lot to learn. But like, that's what we go home and do. We work on it. It's like, I know I'm not stupid. Like, I know I'm not perfect yet. It's going to come. I'm going to strive for perfection. I'm going to be so fucking good that everyone is going to know about it. And I'm not going to let anything stop me. And it's just a case of growing and evolving at a slow pace. And when I'm ready, when I feel like, right, it's time to go, I'll turn on the jets and I will take over and I will show the world that this is it. Like, this is the level I wanted to get to. And now it's done. Everyone's, the time to beat me is past. Like, every fight that I fight in, there's less of an opportunity for me to lose and just more winning. So every time I go out there and I win, it's just more that people are fucked, because it's just like the opportunity is going. It's just like that window, that margin is just slowly getting smaller. And then once I feel like it's gone, everyone's fucked. Everyone's fucked, because I'm going to fight everyone.
Nice. Last thing for me, knowing that, you're not in a rush, right? That you want to grow. I wonder, what is the goal here? Is it to go, have another, hopefully maybe not get touched up as much, but have a nice first round finish? Or, hey, would 15 minutes be the worst thing in the world, to get that time in the cage and maybe get some experience in there?
I don't necessarily need experience. If I knock someone out in 2 minutes, I'll take that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I ever need 15 minutes. For me, my experience... I find this funny because obviously fighting is different to training in the gym. It's just completely obvious. We see some unbelievable fighters freeze when they get in the cage. Like, it happens. I'm fucking experienced. Look at the guys I'm training with. Look at the coaches I have. Look at the people I'm surrounded by on a daily basis. To think that I'm not getting tested, that I'm not getting pushed, and that the people have just seen what I am from my one UFC debut, like my one UFC fight. It'd be idiotic to think that. There's so much more than that. But let them think that. That's great. Think that that's all I have. That what you've seen is what I've got, because then you'll be excited. You'll be shocked when I show you what I've got. It's really just a case of, like, I know how good I'm going to be, and I know what I've got, and I'm just going to work on it, and work on it, and work on it, and keep pushing myself, because it's just there's going to be a point where people stop down, and people just won't want to fight. And people will make excuses and there'll be dropouts. But it's like, everything's good. Life is good.
Ian over here.
Hey man, how are we?
Good, how are you? How many times have you watched the MSG fight?
7, 8 times probably. I watched the repeat loads of times. I watched my post-fight interview loads. That was awesome. That was perfect.
What was the biggest takeaway? Like, each and every time you watch it, what's the biggest thing that stands out?
The biggest thing that stands out was, obviously, it was my UFC debut, and it was in the biggest card of the year, and it was at Madison Square Garden. And it's like, I don't know if anyone else has ever done that in the UFC. I don't know if anyone else has fought on the biggest card of the year for their debut in the biggest sporting venue in the world. Like, the most historical, I should say. But I don't know if anyone else has ever done that. And I went in there, and the moment I seen my name pop up on the LED screen going around Madison Square Garden, and I see Bruce Buffer, like, screaming my name with energy, I'm like, oh fuck. This is where I dreamed of being. Like, this exact moment is the bit that I've dreamed of, is stepping into this octagon, the UFC gloves on, I've got the shorts on, I'm living that dream. Like, I've made it a reality. And it was just about, like, feeling overwhelmed and coming back down and focusing, because I was just so happy. I was so excited. I was so overwhelmed with the feeling of just like gratitude. Like, I've done this. I got here. Like, I've done everything I've done to get here, and I've pushed through everything that's come my way, and I've still succeeded. And I've gotten to this point, and I'm like, I was basically just sitting there going, I'm the man. Like, I got here. Like, I'm the man. I did this. And it was the first 2.5 minutes, I wasn't Ian Garry. Like, it wasn't Ian Garry in that cage. It was just a body floating around going, all right, shit, come on, get back into it. And he caught me a couple of times, fair play. But then once we entered the wrestling exchange, it's like, right, shit, I'm not getting taken down and put my back as when no one ever wants to be in MMA. It's just, I'm like, right, switch it on. And that kind of just like opened my eyes and I was like, right, that's it, let's go. And from that point on, I feel like I won the fight every second of that.
Speaking of memorable debuts, today is the 9-year anniversary of Conor McGregor's UFC debut. And you're fighting on a card that same week. What does that mean to you? Because it's got to mean something, right?
Yeah, I only seen this earlier. That's awesome. That's cool. Like, I mean, we're talking about the biggest star in the sport. And like someone who absolutely, like, I can attribute a lot of my career to in regards to, like, if it wasn't for him, I don't know how fast it would have taken me to find this sport, because he made that very easy for me to know what I wanted to do. Watching his rise, watching his fights with my friends, with everyone, just enjoying the energy around Ireland and the excitement around his performances was what made me want to be here. Like walking into school on Monday morning after watching him fight early hours of Sunday morning, it's like everyone just wanted to talk about him. Everyone was just mentioning what he did. The post-fight press conferences where he's sitting there and he's like, 50 G's, baby! And everyone has done it. Anyone who does that since now is just copying Conor. Even though everyone has every right to try to say that, everyone links it back to Conor. And there's so many things that he said that were just golden. And it's like all those little bits, those little clips were just the most exciting thing. We'd walk in and it was like, you talk about him like throwing darts at like Jose Aldo's head in a dartboard in Brazil, and like, this fella doesn't give a rat's. Like, he's just crazy. And that's what, as a kid, like as someone who was 16, 17 and 18, like boisterous with the boys, like sitting in school laughing, like that was what we enjoyed. It was like the funny clips that he'd say and like who the fuck is that guy, all that. It's always going to be memorable. So it's awesome. Like even the fact that people like say that I'm the next him, or like they compare me to him, is fucking cool. Do you know what I mean? They're comparing me to someone who literally is the reason I feel like I'm in the sport, because it's like because I wanted to be like him.
Two last things. John mentioned there's 2 undefeated welterweights on this card, yourself and Khamzat Chimaev, and obviously you're at Sanford MMA, and one of the gentlemen there is Gilbert Burns, and I assume your official pick is that you will remain undefeated while the other will not. Why is Gilbert the guy that's going to stop this train from moving?
So I have an outlook on this fight, and I'm not picking either guy because I can see both angles where both guys win. Like, Khamzat can win the fight and Gilbert can win the fight. Like, they're both elite level athletes at the top of the sport. And both guys can find the avenue to victory. But it's about who goes in there and does what they plan on doing and making it happen. And I think Gilbert, like, he's just a special talent. And it's like, he's so good at what he does, and it's like he cannot unleash himself in the gym like he does in a fight. Like we've seen him, like he has a different level inside him that he just can't turn on in the gym, because it's just a dog inside him that you can see. I can see it when I look into his eyes. I can see the dog in him, and he like holds it back because he can't do that in sparring. He fucking pan guys out every single day if he sparred like he did, like he fights. Can't do it, and it's like, for Khamzat to go in there and beat Gilbert, he's going to have to be perfect. So that's like, Gilbert is going to just have to go in there and fight, because Khamzat's going to have to try to beat him. Gilbert's going to be going in there and just not caring. So I mean, either way, I'm going to sit back and enjoy that fucking fight. Like, it's awesome.
How's the golf game?
Do you know what? It's good. I'm not playing it anywhere near as much as I want to. I've got my clubs with me. I'm going to go play golf maybe today. If I keep fucking talking, I'm not going to get to play today, but probably tomorrow. I'll definitely get out and play some golf. I'm gonna see if I can play one of the nice courses here. But it's good. I can definitely get better. I can definitely play more. But I love golf. It's awesome. And yeah, we need to get down. I want to get the scratch soon. So yeah, that's gonna take some time, but we'll get there.
Ian, right here. What did it mean to you to win Irish Pro Fighter of the Year on behalf of Severe MMA back home?
Booking well earned and well deserved. It's about bleeding time. 2 years in a row, they gave me Emerging Prospect of the Year. I'm like, fuck off with this Emerging Prospect of the Year. Like, no one's better than me. You can fucking see it. They haven't got what I've got. And they're like, oh, well, it has to be 5 fights or under for Emerging. And it's like, I don't give a rat's if I have 2 fights. You can clearly see I'm the best fighter that year. So yeah, it was about time. But yeah, the boys, I had a good laugh with the lads when I said the same thing. And I was like, if anyone ever gets fighter of the year and has less than 5 fights, I'm gonna kick up a fucking fuss. So yeah, if no one else is getting it ever again with before 5 fights, that's it. It's done now.
All right, and there's been a plethora of young Irish fighters already this year that have performed well on big stages. Who would you point to as the next guy to come out of Ireland and make it to the UFC?
Paul Hughes.
Paul
Yeah, Paul Hughes is my guy. He was there for me when my team just got up and abandoned me. He was there to corner me as a friend, and he's awesome. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, he didn't get to fight. His last fight, he had to pull out due to an injury. But I believe that he's very, very talented, and he's got good heart, and he's willing to push through whatever it is to make it to the UFC. And I really do believe he's next. I don't know when it will be. I don't think he cares when it will be, but it's going to happen. So yeah, Paul Hughes would be next for me.
And last one for me. You said ahead of UFC London that you didn't mind not being on that card because you're not British and you weren't looking forward. And you were looking forward to competing this weekend closer to your new home in Florida.
Yeah.
After seeing what a success that event was and how great the crowd was, does any part of you miss out on that?
Well, no, because after the event, I'm still not British. And after the event happened, I'm still not British. I'm still Irish. If we're talking about UFC Dublin, UFC Ireland, it's a completely different thing. Like, I think they'd be stupid not to put me on it. But it's like, there's so many European fighters that want to fight on that London card so that their fans and family can go over. I'm like, I don't care about that. I want to fight in places that I've not been to, that I'm excited to go. And I fought in London before. Yeah, have I fought in UFC London? Gilbert was giving me shit. He was about this. He's like, for sure I thought you'd be on this card. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to be on that card? Like, look at this card and compare it to UFC London. Was UFC London awesome? Absolutely. Like, it was a great card from top to bottom. It was brilliant. The finishes were epic and the performances were great. I mean, the talent in British MMA and in European MMA is rising, and you can see it, and we've all earned it. It's harder for us to get to this point. So when we're there, we fucking take advantage of it and we go forward and we make sure people know we're here. But I want to be on the big cards. Do you know what I mean? I want to be on these big events where you see the champions walking around. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've fought on two events. I'm going to fight on 2 events now, and there's been 4 world titles in total. There's been 2 unbelievable people's main events in Chandler and Gaethje, and now Burns and Usman, or Burns and Chimaev. Do you know what I mean? It's like, they're the cards I want to be on. I want to see these guys walk around. I want to feel their energy. I want to feel their presence. I want to see if someone walks into the room, if they got what I've got, if they got it. Because I see a lot of people and like they don't have it. I'm like, but then you can feel someone's energy. You can when someone walks into a room, you can feel that kind of just like an aura where it's just like, okay, let's see what this guy's gonna do. Like, and it's like, at the moment, Khamzat seems to be the guy who's got it. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to know what he's doing. Everyone like thinks he's an animal and thinks he's gonna do it. I can tell you now, Gilbert Burns got that fucking energy. When he walks into the room, he's like, yeah, what's up? He's got that alpha energy. So yeah, I think all of you have probably seen Gilbert and felt that energy. Like, he's got it. And I've stepped on a mat with him, and I know he's got it. It's like, it's just different. So for me, there's rumors about them going back. Like, I know Dana said he wants to bring them back to the UFC, back to London or to the UK or wherever it may be again. It's like, cool. I'm not going to be on it. I'm not going to be on that London card. I'm going to fight in Vegas. That's where I want to fight next. I'm going to be on the Dublin card. If they fight in Dublin, I'll be there. That's what I want to do. I want to fight in these places. I want to travel the world and see these different venues and feel that energy of different cities. And yeah, I don't know. I just have no want. There's enough British talent to put them on a London card. Bring me to Ireland, put me on UFC Dublin, bring me to Vegas, put me in a pay-per-view, International Fight Week, thank you. Put me on MSG. Actually, I'm not fighting in New York again. The taxes are ridiculous. Yeah, no, maybe not. We'll stay away from that.
It's good to be in Florida for that. You know?
Yeah, Florida's good. Vegas is good too. So yeah, let's make smart business decisions, right? We're a businessman now too. I've got to think about that as well. I've got to think of stuff other than just fighting.
All right, thanks, Ian.
Thank you so much.
You want to avoid LA then?
Yeah, fucking right, I do. Hey, look, I'll go to LA. It's cool, but I'm fighting there. Same thing. I've heard nothing but bad things about the taxes there. I'm like, fuck, shit. We done? Look, she's like, now, go. Right, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I will see you guys on Saturday night after and finish within 8 minutes. Take care.